Alright, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to teach you on how to crochet. So it's going to be fun. Reasons why to crochet. It's a really good skill. You can learn how to make clothing, toys, all sorts of things with it. And it's just, I don't know, it's just a relaxing skill. I personally find it very relaxing. It helps me a lot with my anxiety, and I do it every day. Of course, you don't want to do it too long every day because then your hands start to hurt and all that stuff. So, to start crocheting, you're going to need some yarn. And so, right now I have this yarn. It's 100% acrylic, big twist, and it is the size 4, which is medium or worsted. There's different ways to call it. And so, usually on your yarns, it'll tell you the weight size and the crochet hook size as well as needles, but in this sense, we're using crochet. And also, sometimes it gives you other stuff like the color name and the what you can't and can do with it and things like that. But yeah, and then you're also going to need a hook. I have this Susan Bates 5mm sized hook, and then sometimes for projects you're going to need a tapestry or yarn needle to sew in ends and things like that. So, and then of course some scissors or something sharp to cut the yarn once you're finished doing so, like making a half example, and you can sew it in. And so sooner or later you're going to be able to make projects like I have this top I made not too long ago. I actually made it yesterday and I finished it this morning. Here, let me get the camera. It's a sunflower crop top, and it's not the prettiest, obviously, but I'm still learning, and I thought I would try to teach other people how to do it. And here, yeah. Other things that you will be able to make with crochet. Oh, I'm moving my light. Oopsie. I have this bag, too, that I made. It's a star bag. It has stuff in it, so don't mind the crinkliness. But, see, it's a little star, and then it turns to a big star, and it's got the outline, and then obviously it also has a huge handle to carry things in. So that's another thing, and probably one of your first projects, or at least one of the first projects that I will be posting that actually fell on the floor, is a beanie. I absolutely love making beanies. It's one of my favorite things. I think it's so relaxing to make beanies. So I like the folded kind, and then it comes up to the top, all cinched like that. But first, in order to learn how to make that stuff, you have to learn how to crochet. And when I was first learning, obviously it's not gonna look pretty. See, this was my first project. Well, not a project, it's my first ever crochet, and as you can tell, it's horribly uneven. The stitches look so weird. But it's okay, because that's, learning. So, first we're gonna need to get our yarn. But actually it came out, so that's perfect. I like using the middle. The middle is my favorite. So once you have your middle string, I'm gonna wrap this around really quick. So when you get your yarn from wherever you like, you're gonna have to do a slip knot. And basically what to do for a slip knot is you're gonna take 2 fingers, you're gonna wrap the yarn around your 2 fingers like so, right? So it looks like this. You might need to get more yarn. Then you're gonna take the top, you're gonna pull it over, hold it, take this one, pull this over your finger, so it's like this, and then you're gonna take the bottom string, you're gonna pull up with your finger, and you're gonna pull on the string, and that makes a slip knot, and you can tighten it by pulling on the sides. Then you're gonna take your hook, and you're gonna put it in there, and then you can tighten it around. And then there you go, you did your first slip knot. So, after you have made your slip knot, you're ready to start crocheting. And basically, apologies for my phone in the background, there's different ways that you can also make slip knots. You don't have to do it that way. That's the way I learned. but you can definitely look up other videos on how to do it. The same with going to hold your yarn, different ways to hold your yarns. I kind of like to wrap it around my pinky, go all the way around, wrap it around my middle finger, my pointer finger like this. So once you're ready, you're going to wrap the yarn over. This is actually called yarning over. And you're going to put your fingers here and hold on to your slip knot, or the yarn underneath your slip knot, and you're going to pull the yarn with your hook through that hole, and that is your first chain. Now you can do it again, and there's a second chain. We're going to do this just a few more times. Let me go turn that off. So we're at 3 chains. This is called a foundation chain, and basically this is what majority of projects are going to start out with. You're going to, a lot of projects when you're first starting out is probably going to have foundation chains, and this kind of just, starts the project. So I'm just going to do a few more. We yarn over, and we pull it through the loop like so, and there's a cat on my desk. We'll just let him be. Don't sit on my scissors. Alright, so once you have your first foundation chain done, we're going to single crochet. And a single crochet really is just you put your hook through the yarn, through the first loop, like so. Let me redo that so you can see that. So we're going to put it through there. We're going to wrap the yarn, if I can get it, wrap the yarn around the hook, yarn over. We're going to pull through that first loop, then we're going to yarn over again, and we're going to pull through 2 loops. And that is your first single crochet. We're going to do that again. So we're going to put it through the loop. We're going to yarn over, pull the yarn through the first loop, then we're going to yarn over again, if I can get my holding, yarn over again, and we're going to pull through 2 loops. Again, go through, we're going to we're going to go through the first loop, your chain. We're going to yarn over, pull through that first loop, yarn over again, pull through 2. And as you can see, it is slowly it's connecting and making new chains on top. And these are actually called stitches. And sometimes you'll have to go through the front loops. I'm so used to making different projects. I'm not used to this. So I'm just gonna make the rest of them really quick. Okay, so once you've done single crochets in all of your chains, we're going to chain 1, and that's your turning chain. Usually a lot of projects will have turn chains. Sometimes you'll have to do more than just 1 chain depending on the stitch you're using. In some projects you might not even need to do chain. So you're going to turn your project like so, and we always work from right to left. And so as you see on the top right here, there is these chains. These are your stitches that you just made. Some projects will have you go through both of them. So you would go through this little stitch right here. Some projects will have you go through, there's these 2 loops right on top right here. Let me try to get a better view of it. So here are these loops right here, these chains that stitches we just made, and it made these little like chains, this little V right here. Yeah, that's a better way to describe it. Little V right there. And in our case, we're going to put the hook through those two. So there's a hole right here that goes underneath the V. So you do that, and then we're going to yarn over, pull the yarn, and then yarn over again, and pull through two. Alright, so again, we're going to go through the little V that's right here. We're going to go underneath it and go through this little, as you can see, there's like a little hole right here. And we're going to be going into that little hole. So we're just going to go underneath both of that V. We're going to take our yarn. Sorry, I'm holding it really awkward. So we're going to take our yarn, we're going to yarn over, and we're going to pull through that hole, yarn over again, and we're going to pull through two. And that is our second row of single crochets. So, and if you ever mess up, what you can do is you take your hook out and you just pull the yarn, and it just undoes it. And you can completely undo a project like so. Ta-da! So, some projects will, well, not every project's going to use single crochet. I'm just going to show you some of the basics, like I'll show you on how to do a half double crochet. So we're going to make our slip knot again. Let me actually show you how to do it again, just to make sure. Like so. Alright. So we're just going to do another chain. So we're going to yarn over and then pull through that slip knot. Yarn over and pull through the loop. And that's going to make our chain. So we're just going to make like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do 6, 7. So we got like 7 right here. So in order to do a double crochet, you're going to yarn over. Okay, we're going to yarn over, go into that first chain, well, I guess the one that's closest to, you know, the one you're on. So we're going to go into that chain, yarn over, pull to that hole. Then you're going to have 3 loops on your hook. So you're going to yarn over again, pull through all 3, and then you have a half double crochet. So we're going to do that again. We're going to yarn over, we're going to go into the next stitch, and sometimes they can get really annoying trying to get in. So we're going to yarn over, pull through that first chain. You have 3 loops in your chain, on your hook, and you're going to take, yarn over again, and you're going to pull through 3. This is personally my favorite, just because I use this a lot to make hats with. The beanie tutorial that I'm going to be making uses this stitch, so it's really simple in my opinion. Obviously, when I first started crocheting, it wasn't easy, even though it seemed simple, it wasn't, but it just takes practice. So again, we're going to yarn over, go through that chain, we're going to yarn over, pull through that chain, 3 loops on our hook, we're going to yarn over, pull through 3, and then again, yarn over, go through the chain, yarn over, pull through the chain, 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 3. And as you see, this is definitely bigger than our single crochets. And yes, it is. It's more yarn. And it's definitely more looser than a single crochet. So we're gonna yarn over, pull through, go through the chain, yarn over, pull through that first loop, first chain, yarn over, pull through 3. And then here's your half double crochets. So again, if you mess up or need to back up, you need to just undo like this. Now, it's really important to be counting your stitches. When I was first starting, I didn't count my stitches, obviously, and that's what happened with this. It's because I didn't count, so I kept adding stitches, and as you see, it's getting longer and longer when it's not supposed to. And it just makes it uneven and really wanky and janky. And you might end up doing that when you're first doing this. And that's okay, because you know, it's practice. You're starting it or practicing. But when you're first doing it, you want to count. Every time you're doing it, you want to go through it, you know, and count it as one. So you don't accidentally add or, you know, miss one, and then, you know, it gets bigger or it gets smaller, or it, you know, deforms like that. Okay, so now I'm going to teach you how to do a double crochet. So we're going to do a slip knot again. So, you know, pull it over your fingers like so, and make the slip knot. Alright, so we're gonna chain again 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, so in order to do a double crochet, you yarn over, then you go through that chain, yarn over again, pull through the chain. You have 3 on your loop, and instead of going through all 3, you're going to yarn over, you're going to pull through 2, stop, and then you're going to yarn over again and pull through 2, and then again yarn over, go through the chain, yarn over again, pull through that first chain one. You have 3 on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, stop, but you have 2 on your hook, yarn over again and pull through 2, and that is making a double crochet. As you can see, it is definitely a lot more longer than the half or even the single, and this one is more, I would say, like more spaces. Like, it gives you a lot, it takes up a lot of space, but it does, it's a lot more looser. So I know that, like, when I'm making my clothing, I don't really use this one because it's, sure, it does help with taking up, you know, a lot of space, you know, making it longer, but as you can see, there's a lot of holes here, and unless you're like wearing something underneath, it's going to be showing off a lot of skin and looking patchy, in my personal opinion. So I usually just stick with the singles or the double, a half double. So we're going to yarn over again. Let me show you again. So yarn over, go through the chain, yarn over, pull through the chain, so you have 3 on your hook, then we're going to yarn over again, pull through 2, stop, you have 2, yarn over again and pull through these 2, and then as you can see, we have finished the double crochet. So we're just going to undo it all again. Alright, so the last one I am going to be showing you is the treble crochet. So we're going to make a slip knot. We're going to chain 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a 7. Alright, so you want to, for this one, you're going to yarn over, and then you're going to do it again. So there's 2 loops, you know, like 2, I guess 3 loops total on your hook, and then you're going to go through the chain. Not as bad as I did, of course. You're going to actually go through the chain. Alright, so once you're through, you're going to yarn over, pull it through, so you have 3, 4 on your hook. I'm sorry, 3 or 4. You're going to Let me show you the 4 really quick before I yarn over. So you see there's 4. You're going to yarn over like I did. So there's 5. And then you're going to pull through 2, stop, yarn over, pull through 2 again, stop, and then you have 2 again, and you pull over these 2. And then there's your triple crochet. We're going to do it again, so yarn over twice, like so, go through the chain, pull through the chain. You have 4 now, yarn over, pull through 2, stop, pull through 2, stop, and then pull through 2 again. I don't really use this one that much, but there are some projects that will use it, definitely. So we're just going to finish up the 7 really quick. So yarn over twice, go through, yarn over, pull through the chain. You have 4, yarn over again, pull through 2, and stop, yarn over, pull through 2, stop, yarn over and pull through 2, stop. Now, when I was first doing crochet, I felt like practicing these was not kind of worth it. I would practice from doing a project. So I would try to look up, crochet beginner easier projects. But to be honest, I did that wrong. To be honest, the best way to do this is actually to do little patches like I did, and then just keep practicing each of the stitches. So I probably messed this up when I'm trying to talk. I didn't. As you can tell, there's a lot of issues going on right now as I'm recording. Apparently, the house just has to be chaotic while I'm recording. So remember to, when you're undoing, to just pull on the string that's attached to your yarn ball. So one thing that I like to do when I let me move that out of the way. When I'm making my projects, when I first started making my projects, I have to actually fill this out. Let me pick up the camera. So this is a notebook I got from the store. As you see, I wrote down patterns, like I made slippers, for example. The size of the yarn, name of the yarn, and what hook to use, and I wrote down the pattern in the paper, my notes of what, for example, number 3 pattern, row 3, that is how long the height of the foot is. You can tell I wrote that wrong. How high the foot is, and just some notes about it and how much I enjoyed making it. I have other things, like I made a rabbit hat, for example. Again, the notes on here, and the instructions on how to make it, and the name of it, the yarn size, and the hook size, things like that. And I haven't filled out other things like the star bag or just the beanie. But I would say that this would be a really good idea for keeping idea projects that you've made in the past, as a starter, and keeping it written down. And then in the future, once you practice some more, you can come back to the patterns and make them. I have actually never made a successful cat beanie, and it was very annoying when I was first making, even though it was pretty simple. So I would definitely recommend keeping a notebook and writing down patterns for your favorite projects that you want to do, and things like that, and goals and things like that. Another thing I would recommend is somewhere to keep your yarn. I will show you where I keep my yarn. So I have a decent amount of yarn. Obviously nothing like the people, the severe crafters. And I keep it in here. I'm gonna be doing something with that. This reminded me of arcade flooring, and I got so excited when I found it. But yeah, I just keep my yarns here. There's most of these are size 4s. There's some that aren't. And this is where I keep majority of my yarn at. Actually, majority of my yarn. I actually have some over where my other desk, but I don't. And then let me move some stuff out of the way and I can show you what I do with my scraps. So after I'm finished with yarn, or I've used up too much yarn and there isn't enough for a project, give me a second. Alright, so when I'm doing projects or whatever, I have this baggie here I keep scrap yarn in. Yarns that just I didn't have enough to finish a project with or whatever. And you can use this for stuffing, actually, for your animals. So if you make, if you're wanting to make crochet like animals or plushes or whatever, you can use these to fill up the animals when you don't have any stuffing. That this was a really smart idea. So, if you have any questions, you can ask in the comments. I can try to help my best. I'm still kind of learning, but obviously I've made a decent amount of projects that I feel comfortable enough sharing it with people. And in the future I can definitely do videos on solo stitches, like just on single crochets, just on that, and things like that. I'm definitely going to be uploading a video on how to make a hat, a beanie hat. I personally find this one of the easiest beginner projects, especially once you know how to do the half double crochet and the single crochets. It's definitely really fun, and I like making beanies. I find it the most relaxing thing to do in my free time. And yeah, you want to see Delmar? Hi Delmar, he's rubbing on my crochet hooks. Delmar, is there anything that you would like to say to the video before we end the video? No, he's just looking outside. Oh, Delmar. Alright, well that's everything. Thank you for watching. Like I said, if you have any questions or concerns, definitely write it in the comments and I can try to help you the best I can. And if there's anything that you'd like to see, any projects that you would like to see, like the store bag or the crop top or just anything like that, just let me know. Other than that, thank you for watching.